All right, we back at it. Chuck Dizzle, live and direct. You know, we keeping it homegrown as always, man. And I always love to talk to individuals that's family, you know, that's authentic, you know, that's intentional in what they do. And I've had a conversation with this dude before, and it's just an amazing thing to watch the journey and see him come back and do his thing. Creator, actor, director, I mean, everything under the sun, man. Bigg Jah is here. The Lesbian Homie 4.
Woo! Lesbian Homie 4.
Congratulations. And you got some cast members here with us as well, man.
The cast members.
The cast members,
yes,
man. Not the 1 to 2, man. Let us know who you guys are and your roles in the Lesbian Homie as well.
My name is Essence, and I play Effervescence or E.
Boom.
And I am Persephone, and I play Big Reese.
There we go. Now, one thing, and Jah, you play?
I play hoe ass Bruce.
There we go.
Buster ass Bruce.
Buster ass Bruce.
Buster ass Bruce.
Now, the one thing that I went to the release party, man, and congratulations first and foremost, man. I've just been you've seen the evolution and all this, man. But you said it almost didn't happen.
Man.
So that's what I was kind of tripping out about because, you know, obviously this is a series that people love, you know, and you said you got to the point where you just after season 3, you was like, you know, I pretty much said and done. So what brought season 4 about? Kind of talk about the process and how we got here, bro.
Man, people kept telling me, dude, you got to do it 4. And I'm like, it's such a long process. Mm-hmm. And I'm built for the long process for sure. But it's budget wise.
Yeah.
You got to spread a lot of things thin. You have to try to expedite the process when you have limited funds.
Yeah, yeah.
So shooting a movie, believe it or not, would be easier.
Really?
Yeah. Because this is 10 episodes, on average 25 minutes.
Gotcha. So it's more that you're actually filming that you have, and then the editing process.
With the content,
wow.
And we tried to cram it in 20 days.
Okay.
And which means that we got to do 12-hour days. Really? Legally, you only can go 12 hours.
Gotcha.
You know, so. That means we trying to cram as many scenes as possible in one day and night, and if y'all watch any of the seasons past one, season 2, 3, and now 4, we have so many cast members, so many actors that you got to figure out scheduling, make sure everybody's schedule lines up. E has a pool of friends, Reese has a pool of friends, and we have to make sure that. We wrote this scene for them. I mean, we got E, Chris, Sam in one scene. That's 3 people. We got to make sure E's available, Sam's available, and Chris.
That's one thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration as well is the availability, the time, you know. And I would imagine, too, managing personalities, how does all that kind of wrap into, you know, filming the whole process and getting into this?
Also, you got to remember people, and also most of the cast members are women. Some have...
what you saying, Jah?
Oh, no,
I'm trying to set you up. Hold up, go ahead.
Meaning like staying late, going home late. At one point in time, I believe, even this season too, but last season, E lives an hour away from set.
Wow.
Hour plus away from set. So
being mindful of that.
Yeah, and we got it. And now it's 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
We've been shooting all day. She's done shooting, but she got to drive home.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, you know what I mean? So we have to try to be mindful of those things, and so the next day we don't try to get her back the very next day.
Got you.
To do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? So not just that, other people. We got people who my producer last year lived in Marina Valley.
Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Now for the folks that aren't, you know, out here and don't really understand what that means, that's a good hour and some change at the very least, without traffic.
At the end of your day.
At the end of the day, yeah. Wow.
Tired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So personalities wise, and you never know what people are going through in their daily lives.
Yeah.
When you come to set, you got people you got to throw in the face. Yeah. You got to throw on the smile.
You here to work.
Yeah, and you might be the comedic relief in this scene. I mean, you got to be silly. You know what I'm saying? You got to jump around and get the words off the page, and make it funny.
So what was the determining factor to say, okay, yeah, let's greenlight this thing? Because you listed a whole lot of stuff, and for me, I would look at it as like, yeah, let's chalk this up. Let's move on to the next project. Other things that are going on. What made you finally say, you know what? All right, let's greenlight season 4.
Everybody outside of me was like, bro, season 4, what we doing?
Really?
So it's like when I say pressure, nothing's really pressure. If I can just say no. Nigga, stop asking me. No, it's over. But the pressure of, and then the supporters, they asking for it everywhere I go. What's up, man? Is it season 4? Season 4? They was asking for season 4 when season 3 was still going.
Yeah.
Last year, so.
I was one of them.
I was about to say, from your perspective, Persephone and Essence, please let us know, like, how that came from you. When did you hit him up and like, hey, what's going on? Did you hit him with that pressure as well? Like,
Yeah, I
what are
did.
we doing? And when you got the call to say, okay, we're making this happen, what were you guys' reactions?
Because people ask me the same thing.
Right.
Even though I'm not the producer, I'm not the director, but just acting in the show, people are asking me like, hey, what y'all doing? Y'all doing another season? And low-key, I wanted to.
Yeah.
So I knew he was already like, I was surprised we did a season 3. Because
I wasn't,
he was
after
dead
2,
set.
after
was
2,
done.
He was dead
I was
set
like,
that
nah.
he was not doing season 3. And I was like, yo,
There's a lot of room.
maybe.
there's a lot of room.
Yeah.
Because season 2, I set up kind of like, and people say, well, why'd you end it the way you ended it if you weren't going to do a season 3? And it wasn't necessarily, I didn't plan on doing a season 3, and if I did, it was going to be later. Because I got other shows that I was going to do.
You left room for it to kind of be open, but at the same time, not necessarily leaving people hanging.
Right. And it was more like, I got this other show I want to do, which is we still haven't got to that. I got 2 other shows at the time. Now I got 4 other shows.
Wow.
that I wanted to do before I did like another Lesbian Homie episode season.
Yeah.
So, but folks were like, bruh, season 2 was dope. And that was tough to write. We shot season 2 with no script.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, season
Really?
2 with no script. Yeah, so and which I can do because most of my sketches are non-scripted except up here.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, if the way I wanted to shoot season 3, I was bringing E back. And it's the only way I would do a season 2 is if E was coming back to the show, which means you got to bring back her family. You got to bring back her sister, her
There's
best
so many
friends,
other
and that's
things
more
that-
characters.
yeah.
And then writing for those characters, how do I do that? All right, in season 2, already I established E's sister was in it, and she wasn't in it, but her sister was there, and she was dating Tay. So I'm like, okay, I can't just bring her back without a world. I mean, I could just bring her back here and there, but I wanted to add that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not that I don't want to do the show. It's just it's a heavy
It's
lift.
a lot. It's a
It's
lot
a lot
to
going
deal
on.
with, for
Shooting a
sure.
movie or a short film or a feature, that's a big lift too. But shooting a series, not too many people are shooting series independently without a budget behind it, without a studio behind them.
Yeah. E, talk about your experience from getting the first call initially to actually play in this, in this series, and then seeing the life that it's kind of taken on in its own. And like Jah was saying, and Stephanie was saying, like people approaching you in the street, probably recognizing the characters, saying the lines. Like, what was that experience like for you? Not only first getting the call, but then hearing again, like, okay, we're gonna continue this thing.
Well, hearing it, people really think that I talk like that. Or that I'm really like a
Right.
stud. And I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, oh, I'm not at all.
It
This
ain't.
is how I
It's the
sound.
complete opposite, right?
This is how it, like, I talk like this, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we thought it was like, because I ruined their fantasy.
Yeah.
They're like, man, do the voice. And I'm like, no.
No, that's not it.
When I got the call, it was ready. Just a good closing chapter, seeing E's character written so beautifully and like just it flowing organically. He didn't have to force a storyline
Yeah.
with her anymore. So it just felt really good to come back.
That's good, man. Now, for you guys, there's a lot of, like you said season 2 was not scripted.
Not scripted. We outlined it.
So let me ask you about that. Like, does that leave room for a lot of improving, right? Even when it's scripted and not scripted, like for you, how much room do you have as far as improv and scenes? And do you guys within each other's characters try to make each other break throughout the whole time? Like talk about the chemistry between the characters and who's the one that's always doing that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Try to keep it professional, but at the same time, leaving room for magical moments that are on screen.
Oh man, real quick, before I answer that,
Yeah.
So 2. I brought Reese into the character, into the like a spinoff almost. Reese and E. I wrote it to where when I say I write it, we did an outline.
Okay.
Me and shout out to my boy at Figueroa Films. He and I wrote the outline together, and we shot it together.
Okay.
And he edited the whole thing. So, but I was like, okay, this is still Bruce's world, and in this world, E lives in this world. Her sister's in it. Their mutual best friend is in it with Tay. But there's another woman. If y'all watch season 1, the finale, Stephanie's character, Persephone's character, shows up at the laundromat.
Okay.
So I've always subconsciously, consciously dropping like little eggs, little Easter eggs, like this is what we can potentially do.
Got you.
And moving forward. So I knew once I did season 2, and I was like, okay, this is it, season 2. But is it really the end? The last scene is me saying E at the door, and us not knowing if E's really there or not. It's a huge cliffhanger, and folks like, and so they guilt tripped me, like, hey man,
how you gonna leave us like that?
How you gonna leave it like that? What's the point if you say it's over? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
This whole all season 2, they was wondering if when E was gonna pop up. Then she finally popped up at the end. So you got to do something with that. So okay, seasons, and on top of that, the idea of Reese, I built this character Reese to be this person, and E from season 1, bringing them together in season 3, like almost like coming together like Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
And that's why 3 was so strong. And then I was like, oh, I don't know if I can outdo this. I don't think, you know what I mean?
So that's why you wanted to end it on that.
Season 4, I brought the 2 worlds together, and E and Reese had history. Even in season 2, there's a couple lines that Reese has with her sister talking about E and back in high school, they had beef and stuff like that. So little small things that kind of foreshadow what was going to happen. Fast forward to answering your question about breaking character. I mean, everybody breaks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm probably one of the top 3 people that break character all the time because we got some funny people on the cast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I can
saying?
imagine, man.
Almost everybody that I've been knowing over the last 15 years, from stand-up comedy to acting, is in this project. So it's a lot of funny people in here, man. So and I know them. So
it's
like,
not like just this casting. It's people that you have history with. So I can imagine things that's probably people don't even know, like back and forth, that whether it's lines or you know facial thing, anything that's probably catching them off guard. I was curious about that. Now, has there been things that were obviously not scripted that were improv? And I was like, yo, we got to roll with that. Like that. That's the one.
Club scene. Oh, what's his name?
Club scene season 3.
Yes.
When the Thaddeus Gladius Jack song.
Okay.
That's the homie Tyree. Shout out to my boy Tyree, a hilarious stand-up comic and actor. Been knowing him for years.
Wow.
So I was like, hey, bro, I got this party scene. I need you to pull up to it. And we didn't script that. But I know what I'm getting out of him.
Yeah.
You know, so when he gets there, he does his thing. And he basically improvs the scene.
That's wild.
And Persephone just went with it. You know what I'm saying? Just staying there, and she's trying not to laugh. You see the outtakes, you see her laughing.
That's
all the dumb shit he's saying. And so, but of course, when you cut it to the show,
No, the dancing.
He started
She
dancing
started
while
dancing.
I'm shutting him down.
Yeah.
And then he didn't
I
say
feel
type
it.
shit, but I feel it.
Right.
You know
Damn.
what I'm saying?
Dude.
And you are not interested. I feel it. And then just start dancing. And so he had the whole room rolling. So we did like 3 takes of that, maybe longer, maybe more. So stuff like that, that's what I do it for, though.
Yeah.
I love those moments. Of course, the finished product is great, but the process a lot of times is, and also that was a long day. It woke up everybody.
Wow.
Because there are people, we're not shooting this scene, this part of the scene. We're shooting this scene, and they're over there on the couch,
Right. Just
falling
wait
asleep.
for the moment. Yeah.
That's the thing. We don't have a studio or you're not a sound stage. We got to shoot nighttime at night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't start shooting till like 7.
Damn.
12-hour days. So the sun is coming up, and we got to make sure that we got to block the light out from coming through the windows.
Right.
Yeah, you mentioned that too, man. As far as doing stand-up comedy, I mean, obviously the world of not only comedy but the entertainment business has changed so much since you got your start. And for the folks that don't know, I mean, we talked about it last time, but you know, you went to UC Berkeley, right?
Yes, sir.
UC Berkeley, got your degree over there.
Yes, sir.
You started off wanting to do film, and things have changed throughout the years, man. Has the initial goal from jump always, or has it changed throughout the years, or is it still that target goal of like what you want to do?
Still the target goal, man.
Still the target goal. So what is that for the people that don't know?
Filmmaking. Feature films, TV shows. So I want to make my centers.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
I want to do that. And that was always my goal since I was about 15, 16 years old, going into college.
Yeah.
And so when football didn't pan out, I was okay with that. After a while, after being a little upset about it.
Yeah, man, obviously, right.
Of course. But I knew films is what I wanted to do. So I was auditioning for stuff, booking small things here and there, 1-2 liners on NCI and stuff like that. And doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Was the stand-up comedy just something that you were doing at the time because it was something that was natural to you, or you just like, man, I just want to I got to figure out my way, my footing?
I had to get on the stage. I love comedy, bro.
Got it.
So since the first time I realized I wanted to do comedy, I was 11.
Yeah.
You
That's
know what I'm
fire.
saying? Yeah, so I started doing comedy in 2009. 2009, and I got an agent in 2009, and I started auditioning for stuff and working and odd jobs here and there. Not odd jobs, like I was a personal trainer back in the day, then I was a teacher.
Wow.
And I became a bodyguard, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, okay, enough is enough. I got to start doing sketches.
Focusing, yeah.
So I kind of it's not a regression, it's not a step down, but it's more like, all right, I'm not booking the roles that I wanted to book yet, and I'm waiting around too long.
Yeah.
I got to start doing my own shit. I'm already a filmmaker. Let me tell my films. Let me tell my stories through my films, even if they're small sketches.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, officially going hard in 2017. But I was doing like stuff here and there, rants and little not TikToks, but little vines back in the day.
And even that in itself, like the landscape of like the platforms have changed throughout the years. How and this is a question for all of you guys, man. How did you not only navigate the platform to learn how to pivot, because it's easy to, get your audience up on one. Vine's a big one, you know what I mean? Like get your audience up on that, and then something changes. It's like, is that pivot hard to do? Do you roll with the punches? Like how do you guys as creators kind of deal with everything that's kind of happening these days?
I roll with the punches.
You say, hey, whatever platform, I'm gonna get on it.
I roll with the punches.
She on Twitch right now. Like, look.
We on Twitch. This is a new little venture for me, but that IRL Streamer University done put it on the map
for sure.
So and this is just being a part of the Lesbian Homie franchise has just been so monumental. We just went to DreamCon in Houston last weekend, and when I tell you they really showed up, they showed up. I mean, there was so many Lesbian Homie fans. I mean, this is why you do it, Everybody is just so happy to see you. I love what you guys did. Like, this was amazing. So seeing that, and then keeping everything going, like on the different platforms, learning, because you're constantly evolving. Yeah. Because you got to learn, or else you're going to get left behind.
You're going to get left behind for sure. And that's what I was going to say too. Like the platforms change so much, and the what worked or was supposed to be the thing in 2009, 10 is completely changed. And it changes every few months to years now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just interesting to hear creators like yourself, like, love to do it, and that's how you have a passion, because just like no matter what, you're gonna pivot and figure it out. You know what I mean?
I say keep your authenticity.
I love that.
Like, mold it to each platform, but always like your audience can feel it. Yeah. When you're not being yourself.
Absolutely.
So I've struggled with that, trying to merge into different crowds.
Yeah.
And I've seen it go negative. I keep trying, but then I'm getting back to my authenticity.
Let me ask you this, like, so when you say you ruin fantasies for people when they come up to you, is that something where you have to play it up the next go around, or do you stay authentic to yourself? It's like, yo, this is who I am. This is a character. I know you guys love it. Like, how do you navigate those two worlds?
I'm not a stud.
Right.
I just tell them that.
Right.
And they don't think that I'm as tall as I am. So the conversations usually, it's a lot of nervousness and like, I didn't know you're that tall. I didn't know you sound like that. I was like, well, yeah. And they're like, can I get a picture? And then that's usually how it goes.
That's fire.
It's short and sweet.
Yeah. Studs pull up to me all the time, especially at the beginning.
Really?
They was like, or just gay women. Like gay women who don't so is he single? I'm like, I used to didn't say it, but then I heard you start saying it, when you were like online and stuff like that. So I started, no, she's not
right. She ain't for you.
She's not a stud.
Right.
No. Nah, she's not.
And they let you know you
playing
that role.
They be let down.
Yeah, you playing that role though. Like that's fire.
And the more we do it, the more I marvel at it when you're seeing E and Persephone outside of set of shooting. Yeah, they so different from what they're playing. It's night and day. So that's a testament to their hard work, to their dedication, to their commitment to the character.
Yeah, and one thing I love about you, Jah, man, you always are. You're good with sharing the spotlight. You know, even at the release event, I know for you, like you shouting everybody out. You know what I mean, and making sure that everybody got that attention. How important is that for you to build with the team and making sure that people get that recognition that put that time in?
I'm gonna keep it 100. Even though I was an actor before this, but I wasn't. If you knew me 10 years ago, I was writing stuff for everybody else. I was writing stuff for my homeboys to play. The homies who I knew were actors.
Yeah.
I was like writing stuff. Most of the leading the stuff I was doing was for my boy Craig.
Yeah.
Craig Facts. That's my brother in this whole thing. So a lot of the things I was shooting, if you see earlier in my day, before I started going by Bigg Jah, I've been Bigg Jah my whole life. As far as online, I started calling myself. I changed my handles to Bigg Jah. And
Who were you before that?
Jah is him.
Jah is him. It's he.
Or Jahdai jokes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's for the online. To mind you, the online thing, I didn't want to care. I didn't care about being online.
Wow.
I remember the homie. Shout out to my boy Chase Manhattan and my boy Chin dude. They was like, bro, you got to get a Twitter.
Got to do it. Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't do the online shit. None of my homeboys I grew up with, they be online to check me out. They don't be on. They might be on Facebook to talk to cousins in New York and stuff like that. But like, they don't care about social media like that, and I didn't really either. It wasn't until I decided I need to build a fan base, because right now I'm Gangster 1 or Cop 2,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Bouncer 1, and which is cool. I'll play that, but like I can do everything. You know what I'm saying? So I got to show it.
Yeah.
So
one thing I love about that too, man, and is about creating your own, right? And that's one thing I try to give that advice to a lot of the artists that are coming up that I speak with. They get upset and get discouraged about, different opportunities that might not come their way, whether it be radio not playing their music or not getting opportunities to perform at different stages. And I'm like, or you got to create your own platforms. You got to create. The internet has kicked the door wide open for these things. So that's why I love hearing that you said, like, there was a traditional way to do things, and you still have that goal. But in the meantime, I'm going to shoot my own films. I'm going to make my own TV shows. I'm going to do all these things. And I feel like that's helped you, create the community that you have right now. And it's like you said, going to DreamCon, you see that people showing up for you guys. Had you not did that, like where would you be? You know what I mean? If you just sat back waiting for the opportunity to continue to play these different roles and hopefully the studios to hire you for this, it's like, where would you be at this point? So
and there's power in numbers.
Yeah.
So when you create your own numbers, then you create your own power.
Facts.
And I've noticed that because like I was going to different auditions and getting rejected here and there, and then they start asking about how many followers do you have? And once they start asking about the stats and the numbers behind and send me this, send me your analytics, that's when everything, the booking started. So it was like, okay, you create your own power. With your own creativity, and people will follow. What's
the importance of collaboration as well? Because like you said, a lot of people that you have on the show, and not just this show, but everything that you do, like they're people that you've known for 15 years. Like talk about the power in collaboration and why that's important. I'll
collab with anybody if it makes sense. But my first thought isn't like, who's the biggest TikToker? Who's the biggest this? Let me go try to collab with him or her. I collab with who's in front of me. When I see talent there, and I try to cultivate it and try to mix it in with what I got going on. And it's just like she said, there's power in numbers. It's powers in numbers, and it feels better when you winning and everybody's with you and everybody contributed to it. So I'm a teammate. So I've been playing sports my whole life, and so I've always had that mentality, like, oh, I'm a team player. I can lead today and I can follow tomorrow. So that's how I've always been. And
it's helpful when the homies too.
And what I mean? If I can't build a friendship with you, the working relationship might not work. We don't have to be the best of friends, but there got to be mutual respect, and hopefully we have the same aim in mind, and that's getting to tell these stories. So and I tell everybody I shoot with, you got to create your own page. You don't just be the pretty girl in my videos, or because that's cool. And a lot of people will just let you come on every day for 2, 3, 4 years. But I would love to be able to say, oh, how can I help you get your shit going? You know what I'm saying?
Because when we collabed, I didn't have a platform at all. I had a blocked page with 900 followers maybe, and I knew them all. That's crazy. When I started doing sketches with Jah and the crew. And so with that, I was able to bring something because I had something the audience wanted to see, but they were also, creators. So it was like, okay, I can get into this. And they really did push me to start a YouTube page.
That's fire.
Got to.
Because I was not going to. I was just being in everybody else's stuff, watching their thumbnails go crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay.
When did it click for you? Like, because I'm sure they told you multiple times. So when for you was like, okay, let me go and start it up and get this thing going?
I think it was when we did a certain sketch. One of the sketches we did that just blew up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I think, you know what?
It's time.
I need to stop dipping my toe in the pool and jump in.
You
know, so yeah, it was probably Shiro named Super Thick from Planet Goddamn.
Yeah, that's
it was probably that one.
I'm like, you gotta, because I wanted to be at the time during those days. I couldn't pay nobody. I was broke as hell. You know, so the followers were going up, but the money wasn't.
Yeah, there.
I wasn't monetized yet initially, so it's more like, hey, get monetized, and if you're gonna be on camera doing stuff, you should be doing stuff for yourself as well.
Right. Yeah.
For it to make sense, for it not to be like, because after a while it's gonna come like, okay, I'm not. Because if you work hard enough and you keep it consistent, you're gonna get monetized.
Right.
And you will make some money.
Yeah.
Some make a lot depending on how you work. Some make a little bit, but it's gonna be something.
But you can understand why somebody that's watching right now that has 25 subscribers is like, damn, like how? I mean, it's easy for you to say because y'all up there, man. Y'all got I want you to speak to those creators from the moment, like you said, when you had almost maybe with 900 followers on maybe Instagram and there was a block page, like. Kind of speak to those creators in that moment, because it's easy to say that, but a lot of people don't know the work that you guys put in and the consistency that comes along with it.
You scroll on my my IG long enough, you'll start seeing the blurry videos I was doing back in the day.
So you don't take them down?
Oh, come on, I don't take nothing down.
God,
I want you to see the progress.
Wow,
in the process. So. And I'm in my room, and it's orange because I got the tungsten light on, and I'm on my iPad just shooting the video, and I'm playing 3 different characters, 2014, 2015, 20, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and it grew to this. At one point in time, I started shooting sketches with my camera. Didn't nobody know who I was, except the comedians. Yeah. They knew me as the guy behind the camera shooting everybody. I had to get in front of the camera for things to start shaking for me. And before that, I'm not shy or nothing like that. I'm an actor. Yeah. But if I wasn't auditioning for somebody else's project, I wasn't shooting myself. But not because no one around me just was DPs or cameramen. Yeah. So I was the only guy around me that knew how to use cameras. So I didn't have anybody to shoot me. So I didn't trip off that. Yeah. I'm just gonna write and direct and edit my content and put it out that way. But it wasn't really moving like I wanted it to until I got in front of the camera. Got you. And that's when things started.
And I mean, you had to do something that was. Would you say that was uncomfortable for you?
Well, it wasn't. I mean, I'm in front of. I was already acting already. Yeah. But not for myself. The uncomfortable part is asking somebody or trusting somebody or teaching somebody how to use the camera. Got you. I would literally go walk up to a guy who I didn't know. Back in the day, shout out to the Sketch House. Back in the day, I was, hey, what's up, bro? My name's Jahdai, dog. Hey, I see him not doing nothing. Hey, you mind holding the camera for me? I'm gonna shoot this sketch real quick. Man, I ain't never used no camera before, but real quick, let me show you. This is the aperture. Right. This is the shutter speed. This is lighting and push record and bring your elbows in tight because we don't have no tripod and just hold it like that. And just when I say action, push that button. I mean, when I say cut, push that button. All right, man, I want to mess it up, but I'll try. And that's how I shot Tiberius. Wow. Tiberius. Nobody behind that camera knew what they was doing.
That's a trip.
You taught me. There was a few sketches in there. I held the camera when I was off camera, and I'm like,
I was like, okay, this is okay. Hold the elbows tight. What you say? Like this? Okay.
I couldn't hire no cameraman. Yeah. If you look at the first in season 1 of Lesbian Homie, a lot of the first couple episodes were kind of blurry because my focus ring on my lens was bad. Wow. And I was able to buy a camera for the first time during that season 1. Wow. So I went from being broke to like, okay, I got a little check.
That's super inspirational, man.
So, and I didn't have no followers at first. When I met Persephone, she knew who I was based off the homie that we had, I believe. I was doing sketches with him, and she knew him. So he was like, yeah, my homegirl gonna let us use her Airbnb to shoot our series. Me and him wrote a series together.
That was my hustle. I was in the Airbnb.
She was hustling.
Like
I'm going to get it by any means. Yeah.
So we was like, cool. And then she wasn't an actress. But I met her. I was like, oh, shoot. And then we ended up talking. And she was like, hey, if you need somebody for a video here and there, I was like, Okay.
Bet. Yeah.
Cool. And if you haven't been acting before, I'll look at your page.
Yeah. See what you got.
See what you're doing. Even if it's something, a happy birthday dance you're doing with your homegirls. Or your homeboy, dude's like, I'm an actor, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you act? Let me see your content. Well, I don't really got too much up. Well, show me something.
Something, yeah,
So I can pull something out of you if I see that you got enough personality and are able to take direction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think to just go back to what you were saying about talking to the creators with like 25 followers, I think it's your responsibility to grow.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like some people will be in everybody else's stuff, and then when you're on your own time, you doing whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're not working on your craft, if you're not taking the time to learn here, learn there, and build your stuff, then you might stay stagnant no matter how long. Like you got to change something up. You have to grow, because if you don't grow, then maybe your audience won't.
It's not exactly.
So
It ain't. Go ahead.
no, finish off what you can
It
say.
ain't the going viral is cool. You can go viral, and then you got to go viral again
Yeah.
and again.
That's the pressure of
and
it.
again.
And especially
And
how
again.
viral you go.
Right. And it's not about, and don't even think about the 25 followers. Don't think that viral is the answer. Consistency is.
Yeah.
Let somebody, like E mentioned earlier about being authentic. People know when they see you.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it was tough, because they probably seen her as the
Character,
stud E.
right.
And when they see, but now she has her own content. She does her own shit. And you can see her personality. You can see what she's into. And that's what people gravitate to. Not just the content that you put out, but the person behind the content.
Gotcha.
I never met him before yet, but I look at Drewski. Like, he's been viral several times over and over and over and over again. And that's why he's where he's at.
Exactly.
He's funny, and people bought into who he is. And he's funny, of course.
Yeah.
But when we went to DreamCon, which I didn't even know about, I never even heard of DreamCon until she told me
Wow.
about 6-7 months ago. I was like, what's DreamCon? I heard of Comic-Con
Yeah,
and
yeah,
VidCon. And
yeah.
she was like, DreamCon is
Where
dope.
it's at,
And she
yeah.
told me about it, and I was like, you should go next year. I was like, should I?
Yeah.
I went. I'm going again next year, and probably the year after that, I'm probably going to dress up. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to be.
Right.
But
Batman.
Batman, something like that. But it was dope. It was a great experience, and it just, moments like that make you look back and pat yourself on the back of the work you've done. You know, so yeah. So
Getting those flowers in real time and just kind of seeing the progression.
And don't be afraid to fail.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
I tried to do my own series. Oh my God.
it's
On
okay.
Facebook.
Talk about it.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
But what did
and I
you
put it on Facebook. It got 4.3 million views. Now, all the comments, the last time I checked, all the comments were, this was a waste of time. This is the worst content I've ever seen. I can't get my time back from this.
Damn.
But I was just like, you know what? I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying my hand at something. And I was like, this was a successful failure.
Yeah, I was
you
going
know?
to say that's a
Successful
lesson
failure.
in itself for sure. I mean, the eyeballs are there, and then like you said, when you can go back to it and see where you've gone to where you're at, it's like you have a track record, you have a resume, and people can kind of see that. And like back to the authenticity part, it's like you're showing up as yourself no matter what. Like, and the fact that you didn't take it down speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, you know, I'm like, already a gang of millions of people have seen it, so I'm just gonna leave
Why
it
not?
up.
Yeah.
But then I think about, like, everybody ain't gonna like you, you know?
Nah.
Everybody don't like Beyonce. That's crazy. So if everybody don't be like Beyonce,
Right.
everybody ain't gonna like you.
That's
Right.
a good way of putting it.
How
No,
dare you think
seriously.
you did?
That's a good way of putting it, because you're right. Like everybody love Beyonce, but you're right. There's some folks that probably don't rock with her. But
I saw a comment today. It says, man, I love all the stuff you do, Bigg Jah, but the Lesbian Homie, I'm not feeling it.
it ain't it.
This is the first time I've ever seen this in, this is 6 years?
Ooh.
6 years.
He just wanted attention.
Do you pay attention more to the negative comments than the flowers?
Nah. I don't really
Look at the comments.
look at the comments.
Okay.
Not because I don't care, but because there's so many. And so if I see them,
Light flex, but okay, keep going.
No.
I know that's
Damn.
not. See, the thing is, I know that's not you. That's
No,
why
that ain't
I'm
me at all,
pointing it
bro.
out. It's being funny.
but if you see me in person,
Yeah.
I'm very approachable.
Yeah.
I'm always going to accept the love and the dap. And so sometimes I do read the comments when I see them. Like I get a notification. I saw that one. It was a notification. I was on my phone. I just happened to see it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I sent them a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I promise you, because if anything, like she just said, like Persephone just said, everybody ain't gonna like it.
Right?
And he said, I'm gonna continue to support you, bro. But this ain't it for me.
And the thing is, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But every comment under that is,
fire,
it's love,
yeah.
Exactly.
So,
So and they crushed him. But I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
He's giving his honest opinion, and everything ain't for you.
Yeah.
He might not, you know what I'm saying? But like, I've seldom, those comments are very, very few and far in between. You know what I'm saying? So I'm okay to see those because that means it's life is real. Everybody ain't gonna love you, but you do.
Now, Essence, I want to know what's the biggest takeaway that you've gotten from participating in this series that you actually now kind of put onto your own brand?
The consistency part.
Consistency, you struggle with that?
I am a late stage diagnosis of ADHD.
Really?
So I get really overwhelmed easily, and like I'll think it has to be perfect. I overthink myself to the point where I don't do anything. Like I have a lot of ideas, but living in the Inland Empire, there's not really a lot of content creators, so I have to drive out to LA. And then scheduling, so it's just like I talk myself out of a lot of stuff. But now
you're like, man, traffic a little too heavy. I ain't gonna do
well,
it.
yeah, and then people's schedules, and then
Yeah.
my schedule, like being a mom.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm shifting more into like lifestyle content because I'm 6'2", so like clothing hauls, shoe hauls, just helping other tall women. I feel like, and I'm more of like I like the therapy side of YouTube, like the self improvement. So I could see myself doing like daily vlogs and like podcast type of things.
Fire, man. Fire.
But the energy behind it, just to put the stuff out there, because it's like somebody. I wouldn't say they need your content, but you will like somebody could be on the brink their last day, and they're like, I'm just sick of life, and then you see a skit or something you post, and they're like, you don't even realize how much you saved me by making me laugh that one time. I got that one time. I was about to cry, but it's awkward for crying in front of people. But yeah, you just never know. So
yeah, I mean, and it just goes to show like the impact that you have on people, man. It's like you think it's a role, and it is, and I'm sure you take it serious, but it's like we get into our own worlds of like, okay, yeah, on to the next. So it's like, well, no, this is somebody's livelihood. Like this is their comic relief. This is the thing that helps them escape. Like, or this is something that helps them relate. So I love that you said that because a lot of people don't realize how important that is. You know what I mean? With these roles and you know all of these things, man. So I'm glad that you definitely spoke up on that for sure, man. You are. Well, I'm gonna get into the max in a second because I want to throw some things out. And I want to see if you guys can participate with me as well, because you guys have been dropping gems as well and you know, providing entertainment relief for the folks out there. But you mentioned something while we were walking up, and I want to kind of get into this as well in terms of like on to the next, right? How do you live in this moment? How do you celebrate? Because I'm like, yo, congratulations. And I know you, right? And I know you appreciate all this, but it's always the work ethic and you going to the next. So how do you live in this moment, but then got multiple other projects that's happening down the line that I'm sure you're thinking about, you're working on. You said you were dropping off some footage somewhere else before you got here. So it's like, how do you balance this lifestyle of being a creator, doing your thing, living in the moment, people appreciating it, but at the same time, it's on to the next constantly?
Man, because it's almost like shooting a three. Put your hand down and get back on defense. That's kind of, even though I didn't play football. I mean, I didn't play basketball, I played football, but thank y'all. I appreciate it. But like, thank you. But like, all my boys did, you know. So I would go to the games, and I just know the sport, and I know like don't marvel at your work too much. That's what the premiere was for us to celebrate that. Then we went to DreamCon the following week, and that was a huge celebration. And like the journey from all of us, journey now that we're here doing this interview, doing a panel at DreamCon. Those are like celebration days for me.
Got you.
So now I'm back home, and I'm like, okay, what's next?
Time to work.
Because I feel like the independent world is not an easy place to stay in, because independent doesn't always pay you as much for the lifestyle that you lead.
Got you.
If you got families, you have children, or you just have bills. So a lot of us independent filmmakers are dreamers. We love the craft. Actors, comedians. So I know over like you mentioned something about like the climate changing, shifting over the years. I've seen people nowadays. Some people who were full-time creators are now part-time creators because they got a full-time job now. And I respect it.
Yeah.
I get it. And I'm like, man, he or she is so talented. I hate to see
that happen.
You know what I'm saying? Even someone like me who I'm like, people think I got a gang of money, but my money goes into the projects.
Right.
My money goes into the work, equipment, stuff like that. And I love to see, I would love to be in a position like a Tyler Perry, like a Issa Rae, like a Quinta B, that all the people I came up with provide opportunities for them to make more money doing what they love.
Yeah.
So if I just marvel at the season 4, well, I got another project I'm going to try to put people in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So either I can keep providing roles for them, or they can do so well in my project that their agent, or they get an agent, or they book something off of something else. Yeah. That, book something else based off what they did with me. A perfect world, everybody is living out their dreams, whatever that is. Yeah. You know, so I can't just stand still. I got to keep swinging.
I don't know. I to be honest, I see that for you, bro. Like, I don't know when that connect is gonna happen, but I do see like the future conversations of like, damn, remember when we were trying to get it and now you got your own studio, empowering different creators, collaborating with different people, things that you're doing now, but to the level that you see yourself at. You know what I'm saying? I definitely see it for you. I feel like we're watching we're watching greatness right now, bro. And to see you guys all collaborate and again empowering different individuals, putting people on. I mean, I don't take that lightly at all, and I love that you do that. And I love that you provide your platform. I love that you're constantly creating a safe space for creators, and everybody has nothing but great things to say about you. So man, keep empowering people, bro, and keep making it happen to the max. Okay.
To the max. One more thing before you get to that.
Please, go ahead.
And I wanted to one thing I never speak about it, but this is intentional. Putting women that look like these women here and the other women I shoot with, you don't see them in Hollywood that much. Nice. If you do, it's every now and then. It's the woman with 1 or 2 lines. Yeah. Baby mama, just strip club. I was like, if you're gonna shoot with me, you're gonna act. Right. Of course you look good. Of course you're beautiful. He framed up out the game, hella yammed up, all that. That's great. But I'm gonna have you performing, and if I don't give you a personal, actual tangible script, I'm gonna give you lines that I'm gonna need you to perform. And that's always been. It's never been like, oh yeah, come over here, just be pretty. Walk down the street and we gonna see your buns. No. You gonna act.
Sometimes we have to tell him to put the buns in the shot.
And I'm like,
bro,
I ain't here for that. You know what I'm saying?
I've been on my angles before where he's like, get it from the neck, and I'm like, bro.
In my mind, I'm like, I don't want to do the most, but which I appreciate. Hey, I try to be so. But like, I want to. I've never seen 6'2" as a leading woman before. So so are women with their curves, with their size. Yeah. And for one, most dudes in the industry aren't even big enough to be next to them. So it wouldn't make sense. So I understand why a lot of women, but I'm a big dude, so I might as well
capitalize.
Yeah, so it doesn't look weird. You're not towering over the leading man necessarily. So unless you put them heels on, then it might be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Hey, wear them heels if you need to. Hey,
now, you got a famous line, a slogan, a motto to the max, and I want to talk to. And you obviously been dropping gems throughout this, but I want to kind of continue this and kind of give people a how to, right? So how to maximize. We're gonna go off the theme of how to maximize, right? You've talked about consistency, and I feel like that kind of leads into to brand building and getting your career together, right? But you're also a married man.
Yes, sir.
All right. How do you maximize your marriage? You know what I'm saying? Because there's people in the industry, and maybe people that's watching as well, that maybe think that, oh man, you can't have both. Oh man, when you're in this industry, man, you got to, you hear people say, oh, they don't talk about being married because X, Y, and Z. They don't want to lose their allure or whatever the case may be. So for you, as a black man, as somebody who's married, man, how do you maximize your marriage and make sure that your wife is getting that time, that you guys are nurturing that relationship and, taking that to the max?
Man, first of all, you got to marry somebody that's a teammate. That's cliche. We've been watching all these podcasts and here and there. That's the truth. A woman, for me, that gets what I'm doing and believes in what I'm doing and understands that she comes first. At the same time, for her who comes first to be comfortable, I got to do what I got to do, and she knows what I do. So, and she's the perfect wife, man. She really pours into you, man. I'm the man she pours into, and she knows I'm gonna be gone 12-hour days. When I get home, she sleep. When I wake up in the morning, I got to get up early to go get to set. She sleeps still, and I might talk to her over the phone throughout the day, but she might not see me for 4 days. Yeah, going straight. She don't trip. She don't nag. She understands that when I'm not working, me and her, we spend a lot of good time together. So I purposely make sure that she doesn't feel neglected. Yeah,
so I love that, bro. I love that, man. As a married man myself, like I try to make sure that we have those conversations because again, you don't see that too often. You know what I mean? And I mean, you're getting it more and more now, which is great. But I feel like those conversations are necessary because people have to see, like, yo, you can have a successful relationship being in this business. Like a lot of people shy away from it because they feel like it's not possible. It's like, nah, I got a lot of homies, just like I know a lot of great fathers. Like I know amazing fathers, and I don't like the narrative that, oh man, there's not enough good dads out there, especially from black fathers. It's like all my homies that I know are great dads, and if you're not a great father, I'm not rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't. The type of individuals I don't align with. Like you have to be on that time.
At my wedding, all my groomsmen except one. He didn't have any kids. All of them are great dads. Wow. All of them are married. I'm like, out of my core homies from high school, it's only 2 of us, and now it's just one. He's not married, but I was like the last of the Mohicans. Wow. I didn't get married till it'll be 4 years in November.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was recent. Yeah.
Recent, yeah. Wow. So, but I'm when I say picky, I'm a selective, and not just for to make sure that she's worthy, make sure I'm worthy for the person. Absolutely. So when I look at her, I'm like, man, she's dope as hell. This is the kind of woman I would want to be with forever. I got to make sure that she feel the same way. Fact. So you know what I'm saying. So it took me a minute. Me and her, I met her in 2014. We didn't get married till 2019, and we didn't get exclusive until like 2021 we got married. Okay. 2019 into 2018 we kind of made it official.
That's a good time. Like
yeah. Okay. Let her tell it. You got slow drag. You know what I'm saying? But once again, she was patient. She never nagged me. She never hit me well. It was a long distance relationship at first. She lived in Arizona. Wow. Initially, the first 2 years. So once we got closer, she moved back home to Cali. And he just made it work, man.
And see, you had the pandemic too, so that probably stretched some time. You're like, hey, baby, not now, 2020.
We moved in together literally a week before the pandemic.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
That's.
And I was like, you got to go stay at your mama's house because don't nobody know what this is. This is back when everybody was calling it coronavirus. It wasn't even COVID-19 yet. Wow, you got the coronavirus, yeah, and she would not move. She stayed downstairs. She slept downstairs, but she was upstairs every day with me. That's right. Holding holding the trash can when I was dry heaving.
Oh man, my man.
Yeah. She said, I'm clocking all that. You know
yeah. So I tried my best. Like we went on a cruise after we shot the season. Yeah. Took on the cruise. She, like I said, she don't never bother. She never makes me feel guilty about the late hours. Make me feel weird about shooting with beautiful women. Yeah. It's never been an issue, honestly. Gotcha. So, and I'm like, man, you got to not reward her, but you got to make sure that she knows that you appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
I love that, man. To the max, man. How do you maximize your health? Because I've seen that you lost, 80 pounds?
162.
Oh, God, let's get it right.
Yeah. Man, so over the years, goodness gracious, y'all been seeing it, man. Your boy been getting super round. Heavy, man. So season 2, I was heavy. Season 3, I got heavier. And I was like, bro, I can't go into season 4. Man, I might not make it through. Yeah. Now, mind you, I ain't had no health scares, nothing like that.
But you get ahead of it before it even
becomes an issue. But high blood pressure hit me. Yeah. And so I was like, whoa, I'm not used to this. Yeah. Even when I went to a dinner, a brunch where one of my teammates invited me to a brunch from years ago when I was in college, my teammate. And I ran across some dudes that's older than me. I was a freshman when they were seniors. And they look great. They look like action figures still. They still they look like they can still play. And this guy ain't seen me in like probably 15 years. He was like, Jah, what's going on?
Oh, damn.
Just like that.
Get big, boy.
Hit with the emoji.
He did.
Hit with the emoji. Like,
he one of them real nice dudes, too. Yeah. So he's not going to clown. He's not going to talk shit. But I can see the concern. Yeah. He remembered me back in the day, what I used to look like and what I used to be able to do. And he was like, I'm proud of you, man. But like,
what happened?
what's going on, bro? And I was like, I gotta get it. I gotta get it.
That's
together.
when it clicked for you.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to work out after this. My second day.
What did you specifically do? Like, if you can give people the routine, the breakdown, is it the diet, the eating, the exercise? Like,
it's 3.
Okay.
I call it the Holy Trinity.
Okay.
It's definitely diet. I went raw vegan for 6 months. That's something you couldn't even get me to be vegetarian, but let alone vegan, let alone raw vegan. You couldn't pay me to back in the day. But I knew I needed to make a change.
An extreme change at that.
Yeah, so raw vegan. It's extreme. You don't have to do that. But if you want to lose weight fast like I did, healthy like I did, without shots and shit, I niggas be saying Ozempic and all that. Yeah. I don't even know what that shit is. Last time I took a shot was to draw blood during the physical. I don't do none of that goofy shit. No, correction. Let me fall back from saying calling it goofy. Because everybody got their own journey. Got you. Yeah. I'm tripping. That's me responding to niggas keep saying it. Right. And a little frustration. Yeah. But I don't call it goofy because I got friends who've done it, homies who've done it. You know what I'm saying?
That's just not your thing.
So yeah. So let me scratch the whole goofy part. That's not how I really feel about it. Gotcha. But I wouldn't do that. That wasn't my journey. You know what I'm saying? But I had to get in that gym and I had to cut the raw out. I mean, cut all the bullshit. I can eat bullshit. I love it. I love healthy shit too, but it was a raw vegan and The Herbs. It's a cleanse. It's a full body cleanse. The Herbs is the company. Shout out to AD. I saw him today, matter of fact. Okay. AD is a black man from LA, owns this company, a black owned company called The Herbs. Okay.
Didn't you film it?
I filmed it. The I Can Challenge on YouTube. I'm actually gonna start putting it on my page as well. I'm gonna start promoting it even more now because if you buy into it, when I say buy into it, it's no bells and whistles. It's simple. Ain't no shots. There's no medicine involved. It's herbal cleanse. It's organic herbs that you take every day for 20 days. Cleanse your system out. You're gonna be in that bathroom. Wow. You're gonna be in that bathroom, but you're gonna feel clean. You're gonna breathe better. You're gonna sleep better, and you're gonna walk better. It's
you saw immediate changes within those 20 days?
Within 7 days, bro.
7? Wow.
I lost 21 pounds in the first 7 days.
Are you serious?
Now, people think, oh, that's impossible. It's not impossible if you eat raw, working out twice a day, and the workout's really just cardio. Okay. And then you taking and you're doing the herbal cleanse. Look on the back of the bottle. Look at everything. It ain't nothing that's going to hurt you. Everything is organic. Okay. But the raw is what really had the weight falling off. Yeah. That's tough. Yeah, and that's a hard part. When I say buy into it, I'm not talking about buying into some kind of chemical plant. Right. Buying into the mindset of I'm trying to get this weight off. You be surprised. I lost 100 pounds in 11 weeks. Wow. Real pounds. And on my father's grave, I put it on my life. I don't put it on. No cheating. No medicine. No shots. Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That discipline.
That is discipline. That's for
but
sure.
I saw the change fast. I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this. I kept seeing change. You watch the show.
That helps as well too.
20-something weeks long. It's a whole show. Every single week that we drop the episode of me, my big ass going up this hill. You know what I'm saying? Boy, and to see me look as big as I was, I hate seeing it. It's like, man, I was really walking around like that, and they wasn't telling me. I'm joking. I was like, man, I see myself in season 3. I'm like, oh, you look crazy.
Man, we had the intimacy, and I had trouble with trying to go over. I was like, okay,
hold up.
Yeah, I got to stretch.
Man. So
big boy.
Yeah, so I was like, bro, you got to chill out. Yeah. Or she ain't gonna be here, man. I don't have kids yet. Still working on getting kids. You know what I'm saying? So, So that was the thing. The Herbs, the cleanse, theherbs.com. And I knew him personally. I moved into his house.
Wait, to make this happen, to do
every single day, 7 days a week, twice a day working out. No cheating. I ain't cheating that one time. He connected me to a lie detector test. I never experienced that before in my life. Wow. They put a machine on me to see if I was lying about cheating on my diet and backsliding, not once.
Oh damn! I gotta check this. I didn't even know. I gotta check that out.
I Can Challenge.
My mom told me about the show. She was like, "What show?" I'm like, "He's on a lot of shows." She's like, "The weight loss one."
But it worked.
I'm like, "I don't know nothing about that." And then I watched it, and I was like, "Yo!"
And I was 400 plus pounds. So imagine me being 35, 45 pounds overweight. That cleanse you're not gonna have to do 6 months.
You got a support system too,
right? Oh, and my wife didn't go raw, but she went vegan for 6 months. Really? She cut out everything. She didn't eat meat at all. It's because I was doing
just to do it. Yeah.
And I'm like, I always tease her about me saying I love you more than you love me, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I was it's cut
if
off.
you could do the same thing.
And she was on the program,
Yeah,
but because
yeah.
I was on that program, she did it too.
You look good,
man. What about maximizing your mental health? I want you to speak on this, Persephone. Like, and not to just throw it at you like that, but I want you to speak on it, man. Like, how do you specifically maximize your mental health in this space?
So I try to, whenever I'm going through something, because you can love what you do, but not love every part of it. And I think that's where some of us end up like losing motivation, determination, because sometimes there's delayed gratification. You know what I'm saying? So when you get in those times, I think sometimes I go back and I say, I'm being too hard on myself. You know, let me reach out to someone that's a part of my team. To me, you have to have a team, a support system. They don't have to necessarily be somebody that you work with, but just somebody that can show you a different perspective of what you're going through.
Got you. Something you bounce off, not necessarily ideas with, but to be a sounding board for the most part.
And you just don't be so hard on yourself, because I mean, when you stress out, you stop the creativity, you stop the blood flow that could be going to places that you need that energy for. So I feel like keeping my mental health is doing things that I like to do, whether they cost or not. You know, sometimes breathing. Sometimes you just need to sleep. You know,
breathe, rest, and recharge.
That's true.
You just need to lay down, close your eyes, sleep, turn on the fan, do whatever you do, work out, find something that you like to do, and take that. And we have things that we like to do that we don't do enough of. We're like apartments with amazing amenities.
But
Who uses them?
But you don't be going to it.
You ain't going to the jacuzzi.
It's a pool. I ain't been in the pool but 2 years, 2 times this whole year.
You moved into the building
For that.
for the amenities,
Don't use
and
it.
you don't use them. So I would say that's kind of like mental health. You know, we have it, but we don't use it. And I think one of the biggest things I do is I tell myself that I never have a bad day. There are days that I learn lessons, you know, and then there are good days. So on the days that aren't the greatest for me, I'm like, okay, what did I learn from this today? I was just telling them my car got stolen while we was out at DreamCon.
Man, I thought you were about to say, while this happened, I'm like, wait, today? Like,
No. I just got it back today.
Wow.
But over the weekend, I was like, you know what? If I stress out about it, what is that going to change? Nothing. When I get back, I'll take care of it. And I got back and I took care of it. And I'm like, oh, this is what happened. So I'm learning all kind of shit, you know, about whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm so glad that I didn't stress out about this situation, because somehow it's rectified itself. And I just had to go through the motions without stressing out about it. And, you know, now I'm back and I'm figuring out what to do with it.
I love that too, because it's like you realize in those moments of what you really can't control. You can't control it. There's nothing that somebody got your shit. There's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is, and you it's less stress, like you said, just kind of letting go of that. You know what I mean? Enjoying your time over at DreamCon, like. I enjoyed my time, and I was like, you know what, I could have just been like calling back home, like, did you hear anything? Like, you know, but then I'm just like, you know what, I'm not living in the moment if I do that. I'm going to miss out on these opportunities to connect with all these wonderful people who are showing me the love that I need to receive right now. You know, so I don't want to miss out on that, stressing out about stuff. So I'm like, okay, what do I learn from this situation? Don't have my car parked where it was parked no more. You know what I'm saying?
First and foremost, move it around.
Move it around. So I'm just, instead of going, oh, woe is me, all these things are happening to me. Because if you do that, to me, if you start that, there can be a trickle down effect. And so, and it's really about how you interpret what's going on in your environment to me. It's like, I can, you know, spill my glass, break my glass in the morning, and now I'm thinking about it every day. So the person that cut me off, now I'm rah, rah, rah. When if I would have just been like, okay, let me clean this up, I might not have even interpreted that as a cutoff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interpreting things negatively all day because of the trickle down effect, versus letting go and saying, okay, that's just something that happened. And we're going to move on and have a better day.
Like you said, just taking it as a lesson, figuring it out, man, I love that. What about you, E? What things, not only for mental health, right, How do you maximize that? But also, how do you maximize creativity? Because I know in this space, you know, we go through ebbs and flows of this, and there's times where we may have those burnouts, and like you were talking about having ADHD, like figuring out how to navigate through that. Like, how do you maximize creativity, mental health, and all that?
Well, mental health, I just started doing this. I don't take a lot of stuff like people say in comments personally anymore. Because my thing is, like, if you're happy internally, you're not going to go online and bash people. Right. I'm just like, you're projecting whatever internally you got going on.
You ain't even got an icon on your page. Like,
like,
what are you doing?
You'd be like a cat or something like that.
But I view it as people who have no power in their real lives. They come to the internet to have some sort of power because you could be anything on the internet.
Yeah.
So I don't take it personally anymore. That helped my mental health a lot. And like I said, the authenticity aspect, that helps a lot because I'm not performing to be anybody but myself.
Right. And
you are your own self. So as long as you maintain that and cultivate that and perfect that, perfect it in a healthy way, it's beautiful. And it's like so much stuff gravitates towards you when you're authentic.
Now, you spoke on being a mother. What about motherhood for you? Like, how do you maximize that and, you know, making sure that the little one is happy and, you know, but at the same time, making sure the career is stable as well?
Good co-parenting, and I also keep that part of I keep a lot of my personal life very separate off the internet because the internet's weird with children.
Got it.
And that's just a certain thing I just don't want to share with the world for that reason. And also, it's just like it's my bubble.
That's your world.
I love that,
and it helps a lot.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, man. The season 4, the Lesbian Homie, out right now. Give them the different ways that they can watch it, because I know as of right now they can get the entire season, correct?
We just dropped the first episode on YouTube today, and every Tuesday after today. I mean, yesterday. Every Tuesday at 6 p.m. we'll be dropping each episode. So we got 9 more weeks. We just dropped it yesterday. And if you don't want to wait 10 weeks to watch all of the show, you can go to BiggJah.com and watch it and binge watch it and purchase it there.
Gotcha.
You can watch it in one day if you wanted to.
Okay.
It's some hours long, but if you don't want to wait to see how things unfold, you can just watch it today. You can go on to BiggJah.com and sign up and get that going.
Now, for somebody that's listening right now, watching right now, and they like, damn, I didn't even know about season 1, season 2. How can they catch back up from all the seasons? Tubi. It's all on Tubi.
You go on, type in season 1's on Tubi.
No way! Congratulations!
Thank you.
That's fire.
Season 1, 2, and 3 are on Tubi.
Okay, there we go, man. So they can catch on up with the Lesbian Homie and all the other endeavors. Big job. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you as well, man. And same thing for Stephanie. We got some history. We go back a little bit, man. So I'm glad we was able to kind of make this a full circle moment. Anything that you want to share with the people before we get out of here? BiggJah.com for sure.
No, you're at. You're at. Or
How can they get in contact with you?
My skits page on Instagram is exactly E. My girly pop page is what I call it, is Essence Cash with 2 S's at the end.
That Persephone, what's up?
Man, pull up to my Thick Threads podcast. I do that with Patrick Cloud. I have a travel show called We Trippin', also with Patrick Cloud. And then if you want to see me like trying on some stuff, you know, for the curvy girls, I do my clothing hauls on YouTube. And much more, but Persephone on everything. I'm pretty much verified on everything, and if I'm not, it might be
a fake page.
It might be a fake page. Beer Belly Bob in the basement.
Beer Belly Bob, man.
So make sure it's a verified page.
It's crazy. The Triple B.
Bigg Jah.
Hey man, Bigg Jah on all platforms. That's 2 G's. BiggJah on YouTube, IG, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat.
Snap.
We back. Snap is back, man. You know,
I'm over there, man. So Threads as well. Bigg Jah, 2 G's.
There we go, man.
And go to BiggJah.com and check out season 4 of The Lesbian Homie. It's out right now.
That's right, man. I look forward to future conversations with all of you, man. Congratulations on the success. Keep on going. Keep on thriving in this space. Keep on being an example for those that are on the come up. And this is just fire for us having this conversation. We always like to keep it homegrown. Chuck Dizzle, live and direct. We'll catch you next time.
Yes, indeed. Yes. For sure.